All right, back on campus here at Pleasant Valley with a little makeshift setup we got right here, Coach. Had some tripod issues, but nevertheless, we're here for the message, not for the equipment. So, Coach, first of all, I want to commend you, man. You guys played a heck of a game. Kind of shocked the state a little bit. No disrespect to Spring Garden or anything, but a lot of eyeballs popped open when they seen that score last week. I believe it ended up, was it 40-7?
Yeah.
Final score. That was an impressive win. But take us back to last week and how it all transpired, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just proud of our players. I mean, they stepped up and look, the last 3 years or so, Spring Gardens really had our number, and it was always a close game to start with, but then it just seemed like in the third and fourth quarter, Spring Garden, just hats off to them, because when you play those guys that you have to be physical for 4 quarters, and that's something we just felt like we didn't match that the last couple of years. We're on the track with the train, but we know the train's coming, but man, we just didn't have enough to keep on trying to stop the train. And the players all week long, it just seemed like they were locked in, they were focused to do their job at a high level. And they got over there and they did that. I think that the first drive of the game, it kind of caught us off guard a little bit, and even though you tell the team how physical they're going to be, our team, I feel like that first drive was a little bit in shock, and then they got down, and we had them at 4th and goal, no, it's actually about a 4th and 4 or so, and it was around the 12-yard line, something like that, and we got to stop, but we got a face mask, so they got a fresh set of downs, and when we held them 4 more downs, and now we've held them 8 times inside, say, the 15-yard line, I knew then that we've adjusted, and we just got to stay on this track right here. And and hats off. I mean, up front, offensive and defensive line, both of them. I mean, anytime you can almost get a shutout, your defense has got to be swarming to the ball, because they got guys that can run the rock, and they run hard, and they're a really good team. And so I was real proud. The defense again. That's 7 out of 8 quarters that they've had a shutout. We look at shutouts here a little different. We try to do it by the quarter instead of the game. And so how many quarters of shutouts can you get? How many quarters can you at least score a touchdown? And so that's kind of our goal. And so real pleased with that, overall. And so I just love the physical play that we play.
Coach, looking at the game, it seems like there's a point in that game where maybe something clicked when you guys were like, hey, yeah, these guys have got us the last few years, but this year's a little different story. Did you get that kind of vibe on the sidelines, or?
You could see that,
Yeah.
and Spring Garden's always one of them teams that answers back, and we had a chance to go up 21-0, and they stopped us on a 4th and 4, and we were on about the 8-yard line or so, and that was a point where, okay, things didn't go your way, you didn't finish the drive. Okay, how's the defense going to respond? How's the offense going to respond when they come back out? And that's what you're seeing with this team is if they do make a mistake, they don't hold on to it too long. They learn from it and move on. And the next drive, the defense wound up getting a stop. Offense got it. We was able to punch it in one more time.
Coach, after the game, what was the message to the guys? I know you don't want them to think they've arrived. You never want that as a coach.
Yeah.
But you had to let these guys know, hey man, this is pretty cool.
After the game, it's celebrate. I've been here before where wins are vital. I mean, and so to a teenage a young man and a coach that's putting in the work that our coaches put in each week. There is no reserve after the game. I mean, let's bottle this up and let's celebrate together, because it is fulfilling. It is fulfilling to see these guys. Sometimes it's real as a coach. It's tough when your team's working hard and you're just coming up short. Because just because you work hard doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win games.
That's right.
You can work extremely hard and you can come up short, and it's just not your night. So, but when it is your night, everybody's got to understand, man, it ain't about me. It's about we. And this team right here is all about we. And so that game's over, just seeing those guys in the locker room celebrate when they got back over here. And I just tell them to take 24 hours, man, and live it up. Think about all the hard stuff that you went through to get to this point. And then once you get through with that, then it's time to move on.
Braxton Soster had himself a night. Can you talk about his performance?
He did. On offense and defense, he had a great night. And we moved him from inside linebacker to outside linebacker in that game, and Jaden Sparks actually moved from outside to inside, so they kind of switched. And both of those, had phenomenal nights on both sides of the ball. And we do, kind of our top 5 performers each week, and it's Jaden and Braxton are kind of back and forth. One of them's been the MVP one week, one of them's been the MVP the next week, and so that's what I love about this team is they're competitive with each other, but they also celebrate for each other. They're their best friend on it, man. I'm your biggest supporter when you get it, and so that's something we've got to encourage and say, hey, this is not normal, because sometimes, Coach, I need more touches. I need this. I mean, you're not hearing that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting the ball more or wanting in on the play, but there is something wrong when your teammate does something good and you don't celebrate. And I'm just thankful that we don't have to go through that. But right now, our players enjoy seeing their brothers succeed.
Awesome. Coach, this week you got Donahoe coming up. Coach Smith is a really good coach. He's coached all over. He coached about in Birmingham, What have you seen from Donahoe on film?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've got some kids that play extremely hard, and he's young in some spots, but those guys make up for it with effort. And and last year I think it's a vital lesson for us. Maybe our team last year was looking ahead, and stuff like that, and we get over there and it's a barn burner. And so, one thing that we did on Monday to try to help keep us humble is, a lot of our players, they don't want to just see the highlights. They want to go to their position coach and say, pick some stuff I need to improve on. I mean, they're going to watch their highlights regardless. So Monday, as a coaching staff, we picked our five bottom plays on offense and our 5 bottom plays on defense. This is not going to win championship plays. And so that was our only film that we got to watch on Monday. And so I would say 80% of the team really, okay, this is good. Then there's another 20 that, they like the highlights and stuff like that. But some of our core leaders stepped up and said, this is what we got to focus on, guys. This is where, what are you like at your worst right here? Because that's what teams are going to attack. The good teams are going to attack you at whatever you're not doing good, and you better fix it because this film goes out to everybody. And then Tuesday we got to do it the reverse order of that, and we picked our top 5 offense, top 5 defense, and it was more of a highlight. But even on the highlights, they had to pick out who made your play possible. Okay, yes, you threw a dime right here. All right, yes, you stepped up in the pocket good, but why did you step up in the pocket good? Because you was clean.
Yep.
Your receiver run a good route. So it's any play that's a highlight play, usually don't do it by yourself.
That's
Somebody
right.
else is giving effort too.
No doubt. There ain't no doubt about that. Now, Coach, that bottom 5 plays, that's where I spent my career. So that's where my whole highlight reel would be those bottom 5 plays. No, Coach, a couple more questions before we get out of here because I know it's game day and we're running late this week because of the holiday. But just your overall thoughts on the program at this point in the season. Are they about on par where you wanted them to be at this time of the season?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think, as a coach, you're always greedy. You want more, but, right now, our junior high is undefeated and our varsity is undefeated.
That's awesome.
And so when your junior high and your varsity football program is undefeated, that means several things is happening.
That's right.
I look at it as a big puzzle. And everybody's part of this puzzle. I mean, you've got to have parents to buy in to make sure they're selling positivity to the kids. You've got to have kids bought in. The weight room's a part of the puzzle. The huddle's part of the puzzle. The coaching staff's part of the puzzle. The administration, everybody's part of this puzzle. And if you start taking 3 or 4 puzzle pieces away, the whole vision gets blurry. And right now, I feel like all puzzle pieces are on track. And so that's what we've just got to stay in that zone there.
That's right. And Coach, you always have a way with words, so I always like to kick it back to you before we shut it down. You can talk about anything program related, so to speak, before we close it out.
Yeah, just thankful to have this opportunity. I think sometimes coaching is a calling, and I love the fact that every one of our coaches, they know their kids by name, not by a jersey number, and it's a special relationship here. And so I think sometimes as a coaching staff, we can get so caught up in, hey, look, you're ranked number 5 for the first time in school history. You've got all this. But to these kids, you know what the most important thing to them is? Every day, are you talking with them? Are you communicating with them? Do they know when they leave here, yes, I was hard on them, but man, I love you hard too.
Yep, that's
So,
part of
I
it.
mean, to me, that's what coaching's all about.
You got that right. That and changing lives. I mean,
That's
when,
it.
when these guys go out and they go to work, whether it be they may go military, they may go be a lawyer, whatever it is, these hardships that they fight through here at practice and in this weight room is going to help them. You know.
That's it. And enjoy the good times, because look, it's not like you know, right now is a good time, but there was some rough times, and those rough times will strengthen you. You know, start, strain, finish. Well, most people have a tough time being able to go through the strain, and the strain you don't have to do alone. And that's something we talk all the time with our team about. You don't have to go through tough times together. There's somebody that go through it with you.
Yeah, and like you said, enjoy it.
That's it.
Because Alabama Power don't take IOUs and stuff like that. Because when you get out here in the real world, it ain't always sunshine and
man,
rainbows.
it's you daily.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yes,
Thank you so
sir.
much, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.